Good morning. You have already learned Biot-Savart law, which gives you an expression for the magnitude of magnetic field produced by a current carrying conductor. And today we will use that law in order to derive an expression for magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor having infinite length. So consider a wire which has infinite length. Its length extends to plus infinity on that side and its length extends to minus infinity on this side. So at any point on the conductor, we can assume it as an origin because its length are extending to infinity on both sides. So let us assume any point P where we want to derive an expression for the magnitude of the magnetic field produced by current I passing through this conductor. So let me consider the perpendicular distance from the point P to the conductor and let that distance be A. So for our convenience, we will consider this as the origin so that any length which is taken to this side we will consider as negative and any length taken on the other side will be considered as positive. To apply Biot-Savart law, let me consider any small length element dl. Let it be at a distance minus L. Why minus L? Because it's going in this direction. So minus L is the distance from the center of the conductor to this line element, to the middle of the line element. And also let the line element be at a distance small r from the point P where we need the magnitude of magnetic field. So let me use Biot-Savart formula which we learned in the last class, that is dB, the magnetic field due to the small line element dl carrying current I is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square, where I is the current through the conductor, dl is the length and theta is the angle between the line element dl and also the vector connecting this point to the point P. And mu naught by 4 pi, yesterday we learned that mu naught by 4 pi is a constant which is having a value 10 raised to minus 7 because mu naught, which is the permeability of magnetic field in free space or vacuum or air, is 10 raised to minus 7 times 4 pi. So this is the expression. Now in order to get the magnetic field due to the whole conductor, we have to integrate this expression throughout the length of the conductor. So the total magnetic field B will be equal to integral dB. This integration should be throughout the length of the conductor. So let us express that as equal to integral. Now we have to integrate from minus infinity to plus infinity, right? And we know these quantities which are constant we can write out of the integral. Current I will be constant throughout the conductor. So I am taking I also outside along with mu naught by 4 pi. So mu naught I by 4 pi times integral, length goes from minus infinity to plus infinity, dl sin theta by r square. Now here this dl, theta and r are interrelated. How? As the length changes, as the length goes to this side, you can see that r will also change. And also, as you go to this side, theta will gradually decrease. So theta and r changes with L. And also the same case occurs on the other side. So you cannot consider theta and r constant with respect to L. And in order to integrate them, we have to express all these three quantities in terms of one single quantity. Let me choose theta. We are going to express both dl and r in terms of theta, and then we will do the integration. So first, let me consider this triangle. So here it has a hypotenuse r because it is a right triangle. From theta, the opposite side is a and the adjacent side is minus L. Now you must have learned the trigonometric function cot theta. What is cot theta? That is equal to 1 by tan theta. And you have learned tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent. So what will be the reciprocal of tan theta? Adjacent side by opposite side. So this is equal to, what is adjacent side? Minus L. So minus L by opposite side A. So from here, I can write minus L is equal to A cot theta. Or what I want here is not L. What I want here is DL, right? So in order to get DL, let me differentiate this expression with respect to theta. So minus DL by d theta will be equal to, A is a constant, so A will stay like that. What is d by d theta of cot theta? You must have learned that in your first year, that is grade 11. d by d theta of cot theta is minus cosec square theta. So here we use the expression d by d theta of cot theta is equal to minus cosec square theta. So remember this, we use this expression here. So we got it as equal to minus dl by d theta is minus a cosec square theta. And from this expression, minus on both sides gets cancelled. So I can write here dl is equal to a cosec square theta d theta. And I will be using this expression in this equation. So before that, I also want to find an expression for r in terms of theta. See, if we put this value for dl in this equation, we will have in the numerator a cosec square theta. So let us try to express r in terms of cosec theta, and then there will be a chance to cancel when it comes in the denominator. So let me express from this triangle what is cosec theta. You must have learned that cosec theta is the inverse of sin theta. Cosec theta is equal to 1 by sin theta, and also you must be knowing sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. So here 1 by sin theta will be hypotenuse by opposite side. So this is equal to r, which is the hypotenuse, by opposite side A. From this equation, I can write r is equal to a cosec theta. So I got the expression for r also in terms of theta. And to make things easier, I got it in terms of cosec theta. So let me substitute for both dl and r in this expression. So now we got the total magnetic field B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral, instead of dl, a cosec square theta. I am not forgetting d theta, but there is a sine theta. So let me write it first and then d theta divided by r square. So I can express r square as a square cosec square theta. So cosec square theta comes in the numerator and denominator. So I can cancel it out. And also 1a is there in the numerator. So I can cancel the square for a in the denominator. And further, we have to consider the limits. L goes from minus infinity to plus infinity. So let us see in this figure, as L goes to minus infinity, what happens to theta? The theta will gradually reduce and go to 0. So as L goes to minus infinity, theta will go to 0. And similarly, if we take on the other side, theta is here. So we should take this as theta. So as the length goes to plus infinity, you can see that this will become more and more straight, which means finally theta will go to 180 degree. Okay, or if you want to express in terms of the SI unit, that is radians, you can represent it as pi radians. So either way it is fine. So let me express the limit here instead of L in terms of theta. When L goes to minus infinity, theta goes to 0. And when L goes to plus infinity, theta goes to 180 degree or pi. So let me use the integration. So b is equal to, we have the constant values, and I am taking a also, which is a constant, out of the integral sign. So b is equal to mu naught I divided by 4 pi a, and then integral between the limits 0 to pi or 180 degree, and what we have is sine theta d theta. What is integral sine theta d theta? You must have learned that integral sine theta d theta is equal to minus cos theta. So I am using this relation here. So integral sine theta d theta is minus cos theta. So here we have integral sine theta d theta. So this is equal to b is equal to, I am taking this minus sign outside, so minus mu naught I by 4 pi a, and cos theta within the limit 0 to 180 degree. Now this is equal to minus mu naught I by 4 pi a into, what is cos 180? First we have to apply the upper limit, then minus lower limit. What is cos 180? Cos 180 is minus 1, and minus, what is cos 0? 1. So here we will get minus 2. So the expression becomes this b is equal to minus mu naught I by 4 pi a into minus 2. So minus and minus will get cancelled, or when you multiply it will become plus, and you have here 1 2, it cancels with 4 in the denominator, leaving a 2 in the denominator. So what we have as the final expression is b is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi a. So I don't have space here, so let me express it here. The final result which we got, b is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi a. So this is the magnitude of magnetic field due to a state current carrying conductor having infinite length at a distance a from the conductor. So if you consider any point at a distance a from a straight current carrying wire, then the magnetic field produced at that point is mu naught I by 2 pi A. At this point, I would also like to clarify that when we tell about infinite length wire, it's not practical, right? But we can consider any conductor which is long compared to the distance of the point of consideration from the conductor, then it can be considered as an infinitely long wire. For example, if you have a wire connecting a switch and a bulb which is long enough, and if you are considering any point near to the conductor, we may for the time being consider that wire as infinitely long, because this dimension, the length of the point from the conductor, is much smaller. A is much smaller compared to L, the length of the conductor. So this is an ideal concept, infinitely long wire, but we can get such approximations in practical cases. So I hope this derivation is clear to you, and also you have to memorize this formula. B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi A, which is the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor having infinite length. You will be later using that all for the other derivations and also to solve many numerical problems. So let me now finish this. And we will see how we can also use the same Biot-Savart law in order to derive an expression for magnetic field due to a circular current carrying conductor or a circular current carrying coil. So the same Biot-Savart law we will use in order to find the magnetic field due to a circular current carrying conductor. So suppose this is a circular wire or a coil of wire carrying current I and having radius r. Now we are going to find an expression for magnetic field at the point P, which is at the center of this current carrying coil. For that, let us consider a small element dl. On this conducting wire. Now, what will be this angle? If dl is infinitely small, the angle between this dl and the radius will be 90 degree. It will be perpendicular. Always we can see that the tangent and the radius are perpendicular. So this angle will be 90 degree. And we will use Biot-Savart law again in this situation. So what is Biot-Savart law? dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. I is the current through the conductor, dl is the small element here, and theta is the angle between dl and the perpendicular distance or the distance to the point P, r. So we got this expression. So, and what should we do to get the magnetic field produced by this conductor? The whole coil, we have to integrate with respect to the length for the whole coil. So let me tell you, the total magnetic field B is obtained by integrating this expression. So this is equal to, again we know I is a constant because the current throughout the conducting coil is the same, and theta, will it change as we change the position of dl, as we change the length? No, it will not change. So theta is also a constant, its value is 90 degree. We have here sine theta. What is sine theta? That is equal to sine 90 in this case. And what is sine 90? 1. So this quantity will become 1, which is a constant. And will the radius change as we change the length? As the length goes from 0 to the full value, will radius change? No. So radius is also a constant. So we can bring all these things, I, sin theta and r square, out of the integral sign because they are all constants in this case. So I and sin theta, instead of sin theta, I can write 1 because in this particular case it is 1. I need not write into 1 here. And I can put r square out. So what is left behind is integral dl. And what will be the limits? Suppose we start from a point which we consider as 0. Now when we complete the circle, what is the total length? This is circular in shape and having a radius r. So this full length means circumference of the circle. What is the expression for circumference of circle? 2 pi r. So the integration is from L is equal to 0, that is the starting point, to L is equal to 2 pi r for the full length. So we got this as equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r square. Now what is integral dl? Integral dl is L. So L within the limits 0 to 2 pi r. So let me apply the limits. So this is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r square and 2 pi r, putting for L 2 pi r the upper limit minus the lower limit 0. So this will give you B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r square into 2 pi r. Okay, so again pi comes up and down, so you can cancel that pi, then r square, you can cancel it for 1 r, and 2 and 4, remaining 1, 2 in the denominator. So what is the final expression? B is equal to mu naught I by 2r. So this is the expression for the magnitude of magnetic field produced by a circular current carrying conductor at its center, if the radius of the circular coil is r. So this is the magnitude for a circular current carrying conductor. Usually for circular objects we use the value pi. See, in this expression you cannot see pi in the denominator. So B is equal to mu naught I by 2r. But previously we derived an expression for a straight wire and the expression was B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi a. So in this case pi appears not in the case where it is circular but if it is straight. And a is the distance of the point which we are considering from the conducting wire. So you have to memorize both this formula, that is magnetic field due to a circular current carrying coil at its center, and also magnetic field due to a straight wire carrying conductor. So memorize these two formula and we will use them for solving numerical problems. So I hope this derivation is clear to you, and if there is any doubt in these both derivations, ask me for clarification. So in tomorrow's class, I will ask you 2 questions for sure. One is, what is the expression for magnetic field at a point distant A from a straight wire carrying current? Then you have to tell me B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi a. I will also ask you, what is the magnetic field due to a circular current carrying coil at its center? So you have to tell me mu naught I by 2r.